buy the dip. The only way out is for them to print the money. The world is sick of printed pieces of fiat. The gig is up, the game is over. You have to own something else, and the decision is yours. Do you want to own a yellow rock? Do you want to own the euro, the pound, the dollar? Do you want to own equity in a company that you don't know much about? You don't know the leadership team. Is it valued properly? Is the multiple too high? Don't kid with yourself. You have no fucking idea. Or do you want to own the only scarce thing we've ever invented? Ever. That's the thing, guys. You can't get diluted owning Bitcoin. There's only 21 million. This is the point. We uniquely, the timeline we're living through is insane.
It started like any other Friday until it didn't. Markets were already on edge after President Trump's fiery comments on tariffs and trade tensions with China. Then, within hours, both traditional markets and crypto began to tumble. For Jack Mallers, this was Liberation Day all over again. He watched Bitcoin fall faster and further than stocks, but instead of panic, he saw a signal. Mallers argues that Bitcoin is the most accurate gauge of global liquidity. It's a 24/7 free market, open to anyone, anywhere. No closing bells, no circuit breakers, no manipulation behind closed doors. When liquidity dries up, Bitcoin reacts first.
Please take a little time to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications for more videos like this. You can also check out our other videos on cryptocurrencies and the overall digital asset space and drop your comments and observations in the comments section below. Everything you do helps with the YouTube algorithm and immensely contributes to the channel's growth. Thanks and enjoy the video.
Redoing Liberation Day all over again. So you saw stocks down, Bitcoin down. I've said before, Bitcoin is the most accurate gauge on liquidity. Bitcoin is the smoke alarm. And it goes both ways. That means over the last 15 years, it's been the best performing asset in human history, bar none. I don't give a shit what early startup you were part of, what gold your dad gave you as part of your inheritance plan. It doesn't matter. No one has outperformed Bitcoin, and it's for that reason. But that also means on the downside, when markets are in turmoil on a Friday night, Bitcoin's the only 24/7 free market at significant scale globally that everyone has access to. And so Bitcoin to me is the ultimate truth machine. There's no other market open 24/7, accessible to everyone, and truly free. It is a truth machine. And so you saw markets across the board freak out, start to print red, and you saw Bitcoin lead to the downside because the world started to ensue panic. Now, here we go. Look at that. Look at that candle. That's a 12-hour candle. So Bitcoin went from over $120,000 to around $100,000 was the low it printed in a 12-hour time span. Insane. For context, this was the biggest liquidation in the crypto market's history. And we'll get to that in a second. Obviously, you guys know Bitcoin, there is no second best. But for context, the COVID crash was over $1 billion in liquidations. When Sam Bankman-Fried stole $10 billion from everybody, there was a little over $1 billion in liquidations. On Friday, there was almost $20 billion in liquidations across the cryptocurrency sector. That is the biggest liquidation event in this industry by far, in order of magnitude bigger, 20 times as big almost as other massive events in this space, just for context. We are a hyper-financialized country. We rely solely on our stock market to finance both our interest payments and as a form of export globally. We can't afford for the S&P 500 to open up 10% down, 20% down, and persist. We would default as a country. This is what we saw Liberation Day. I texted immediately, buy the dip. I'm texting my family. I'm texting my friends. Buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip. Liberation Day 2.0. Liberation Day 2.0. Unless you believe that the United States of America is willing to live through a form of austerity, a Great Depression greater than any other depression in the history of humanity, if you think the American people will vote for that, will not riot against that, and that the Trump administration has the cojones to realize the loss themselves and eat it like a man, buy the dip. The only way out is for them to print the money. They can flex and taunt with their Twitter fingers all they want, and I'm going to get into this. You guys know I'm not a left or a right guy. I'm not a blue or a red guy. I'm an orange guy. I'm a freedom guy. I'm a distributed networks guy. I'm a son of the internet. Okay? But this is how the game goes. They're playing politics. You get on, you talk a big game, you show everyone that you have the cojones to stand up to China because Joe Biden didn't. And I text my friends, how long until we get a reversion? Ladies and gentlemen, it wasn't even 24 hours. JD Vance, I talked to Trump yesterday about China. We appreciate the friendship Trump has developed with Chinese Yi. Trump's willing to be reasonable negotiator with China. Trump hopes the U.S. doesn't need to use leverage on China. We appreciate the friendship that we have with China. Then the man himself comes out and says, don't worry about China. It will all be fine. What are you guys selling everything for? Stop. Don't do that. Don't do that. Click the buy button. Click the buy button. Highly respected President Yi has had a bad moment. He doesn't want depression for his country, and neither do I. The USA wants to help China, not hurt it. I immediately sent this. This is a screenshot from my group chat. I immediately sent this to my group chat and I said, boom, there it is. The reversal. Like clockwork, baby. We are back to up only. So we were in the 104s, 105s, 106s during peak bluff. During peak, we're going to pretend like we can jam the dollar down people's throats. We're going to pretend like the world actually wants U.S. treasuries. And I say, wait for the reversal. Do not get fooled. This is Liberation Day all over again. We just did this in April, you guys. Do people have that short term of a memory? We just did this. Trump came out and said, we're going to force everyone else to pay for the United States' mistakes over the last 50 years. We've wasted $37 trillion and gotten nothing in return because of fiat maximalism. How are we going to solve that problem? Well, we're going to force everyone else to pay for it. That lasted about a week before we reverted on it all, started printing money, and markets kept going up forever. Same thing goes here. Now, I don't know if the bluffing is over. Who knows? Maybe Trump gets out and he tweets, tariffs back on. I'm telling you right now, they have to print the money. The post $71 is over. It's over. These are temporary. Buy the dip. Stay humble. Stack sats. Avoid leverage that isn't responsible. Sorry, the Bitcoiners were right. Tough pill for a lot of you guys to swallow out there that like to hate on us. Sorry. Now we got to make a decision. You want to prosper or not? I don't know how else to put it to you. The world is sick of printed pieces of fiat. The gig is up. The game is over. You have to own something else. And the decision is yours. Do you want to own a yellow rock? Do you want to own the euro, the pound, the dollar? Do you want to own equity in a company that you don't know much about? You don't know the leadership team. Is it valued properly? Is the multiple too high? Don't kid with yourself. You have no fucking idea. Or do you want to own the only scarce thing we've ever invented? Ever. That's the thing, guys. You can't get diluted owning Bitcoin. There's only 21 million. This is the point. We uniquely, the timeline we're living through is insane.
At the heart of Maller's philosophy is a simple equation. If you own paper, you lose purchasing power. If you own real things, you gain it. He draws a clear contrast. Hold dollars, and you'll afford less oil, less housing, less food. Hold Bitcoin, and over time, you'll afford more of all three. Bitcoin, in his view, is the first truly scarce, incorruptible form of money humanity has ever created. There will only ever be 21 million coins. It can't be printed, confiscated, or diluted. And that's why he calls this moment the greatest opportunity in modern history.
I mean, I both feel bad for the everyday man that's getting up and busting his ass and not making progress, because what a timeline to be alive and have to live through unknowingly. I also feel blessed. I mean, we are in the heart of change. This is fun. We're living through the change of global monetary policy. Listen, I wake up every single day and I work on the best money humans have ever come across to solve the hardest problems we've ever faced. This is incredible. We're all a part of this movement. And it's the coolest thing is that we all play a role here. Like, we all have an equity stake in what our future is going to look like. But guys, make no mistake. What happened on Friday? What happened since? Is China and the U.S. fighting? Yes. Yes. The United States is trying to perpetuate the little marginal pieces of the 1971 dollar that still benefit them. And the world has had enough. We are moving on to neutral reserve standard. I mean, I toss this in here just for the shits and giggles, but I could do this literally every day if you guys wanted. Latest data from the IMF shows that the Central Bank of Brazil increased its gold reserves from almost 16 tons in September, its first addition of gold since July of 2021. You have to own real things now. Pieces of paper and empty promises no longer cut it. And this is a phenomenal thing for humanity. We are meant as a species to be governed by the physical laws of the universe, by Mother Nature. That's where we are best. Humans don't prosper and don't do well in some fabricated version of Narnia that a bunch of unelected weirdos invented, where value is measured by pieces of paper that someone can print out of thin air. No man should work for what another man can print. Period. And as Bitcoiners, we know this, that if you want real stuff, you need to own real stuff. If you own dollars, you get less oil, less housing, less food. If you want real stuff, you need to save in real stuff. If you own Bitcoin, you get more housing, more oil, more food. It's that simple. This is Bitcoin against oil. So none of this is new to us. If you've been a listener of the Jack Mallers show, you don't need to literally translate Putin's speeches like I do and hear what the hell he's talking about over there. You don't have to do that. You tune into this show, you know you got to save in something that no one else can print. No one else can dilute your work that you get up and do every day for the people around you and your family. That's the only way out of this. If you own Bitcoin, if you work hard, if you're honest, if you're truthful, if you're principled, if you spend less than you make, it's a great thing. Bitcoin's going to go way higher. You are early to the new world reserve currency. You are sovereign. You are principled. You are healthy. It's a great thing. If you own no hard assets, if you buy into the lies, if you don't take care of yourself, if you aren't prioritizing sleep and a clean diet, if you think like the Harvard Harvard Health Division is saying Snickers is better for you than steak. If you believe that shit and you eat Snickers and you have all your savings in a Chase account and you aren't prioritizing your sleep, no, this is very bad for you. Very bad. So it depends, guys. Is this good or bad? Should I be concerned or not? Stop delegating the future of your life and your family in our country, in our species, to anyone else but yourself. Stop asking the government or a fucking podcaster like me if it's good or bad. You decide if it's good or bad. Be a fucking man. That's my message to everyone out there. Grab life by the balls and go buy some Bitcoin. Come on. Buy some Bitcoin. Go to the gym. Fall in love. Have kids. Do the right thing. Is it good or bad? I don't know. You want me to answer that for you? What are you, my fucking child? Anyways, I've said people in the sauna asking me, so like, should I be happy or sad? What? I don't know. What a pussy. Anyways, come on, guys. We got this. My generation, we got this. We got to wake up, smell the coffee, all right? Just because you're American, you don't just get life handed on a gold platter. You got to work for it. Think for yourself. Have your own opinions. Question things. Don't be afraid to fail. We got this, but we got to wake up. We're in the game. It is halftime of the Super Bowl right now, okay? Bitcoin and gold are being adopted as global collateral. You have an opportunity right here to prosper and build the family you've always wanted and make your mark in history. But you got to realize that you are playing in the Super Bowl, whether you like it or not. Got to get out there and put your helmet on and go hit somebody, okay?
Maller's message isn't just financial, it's personal. He reminds his audience that this isn't about politics or ideology, it's about individual responsibility and sovereignty. Stop delegating your future to governments or influencers, he says. Stop asking if it's good or bad. Decide for yourself. He challenges listeners to think critically, to stop waiting for permission to act, and to reclaim control over their financial destiny. For him, owning Bitcoin isn't just an investment, it's an act of freedom. It's opting out of a broken system, reclaiming the fruits of your labor, and aligning with a technology that reflects honesty, transparency, and fairness.